Hi to my Capricorns. Shout out to my Capricorns, all right? I'm a Capricorn sun as well. Okay, welcome to the channel. This is a timeless reading, okay? I was about to say pick a card reading. Are you guys watching pick a card readings? Maybe it might be fun to just go to YouTube and put in the search and put in higher self, pick a card reading, and pick number 13 that comes up. The 13th one. So not the ads, but actual pick a card readings. And even if you get to 13 and it doesn't specifically say higher self, know that that message is from your higher self, whatever that 13th video is. But put in higher self, pick a card reading. Okay, and choose number 13. 13 might be coming up for you guys too. But let me give my little introduction. I am DeeDee with Dimensional Wellness. So glad to be here with you today. This is good for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, really any placement. If you feel called to watch any of the videos, even though they don't really resonate with any of your big placements, please do that. And this is also really good for Capricorn North Node, okay? All right. It's funny because when I started the reading, as I was like setting it up, because I was just doing Gemini's reading and Gemini didn't want to go. Okay. As I was like setting the camera back up because I messed it up. Child, we're going to get these angles together, okay? I promise we're going to get these angles together. We're gonna get the lighting and everything. It's gonna get better, I promise you, okay? As I was setting up the camera, I was hearing Race My Mind by Drake. I got the keys, please. I wanted you to race my mind. So maybe you're racing somebody's mind, child. In a good way or a bad way. And it's funny because maybe you have Gemini placements too. At the very end of that message, I was talking about a victory lap. So are you doing a victory lap in somebody's mind right now? Okay. I like to hear that, all right? Okay, ooh, the death card. Ooh, look, 13. Look, I can't make it up. I said pick the 13th one, okay? The 13th one is about some transformation in here. Right now, you running through the astrals right now, picking up all the spiritual victory. I can make look, child, it came out right here. I'm not calling you a child. That's just like my terminology, right? Child, okay? Maybe some of you are connected to Santa Muerte. I know she's been around for me. I just lit a candle with Santa Muerte in mind, actually, in my little sacred space. So definitely some type of transformation. Could be scorpionic energy going on. Pluto just went into Aquarius when I'm making this, even though it's timeless. Of course, we're doing it at a specific time, so the energies are impacting it when you do hear it, but it is timeless. So maybe there's something significant about Pluto moving into Aquarius. Maybe checking your astrology chart and seeing where that Pluto in Aquarius is transiting your personal chart for the next 20 years, okay? And it was so funny because I was so excited. They were like, Capricorn, Libra, Aries, Cancer, get into it. Pluto is moving out of your signs, out of the cardinal cross. You know what I'm saying? It's about to move into Aquarius. What's the opposite of Aquarius? Leo, right? Is Aquarius opposite of Leo? And then I don't know the other two signs, but I was about to get so geeked up until I was like, oh my gosh, I've got like my emotional planets in Aquarius and an Aquarius stellium. So my moon is Aquarius, my Venus is in Aquarius. Venus, I have the most aspects to Venus in my chart. So I'm all the way activated. And it's in my 5th house with my sun. So baby, me and Pluto are in it for the long haul for the next 20 years still. And really, to be honest, I'm not sure how I'm doing, okay? Are you feeling like that? Like, I don't even know how I'm doing. I don't even know, like, the last 20 years. I don't know, okay? So let's see, because Four of Cups for me, it definitely could be like someone extending an offer to you and you're not taking the offer. So it could be talking about like there's a transformation that's happening and you're not really taking the transformation, not really taking the offer. So in a certain type of way, this is usually my ancestor card. Spirit guides usually is like the chariot card for me. It's like spirit guides coming in. So it's like maybe you've got some ancestors that feel like you're not really taking the upgrades or something. So they want you to really, really pay attention. So whatever that 13th message is for you, quantumly, it's going to give you some really good information. So I wouldn't just like listen to it and not take notes. I definitely would also recommend to take notes. And I think it would be really fun. I would love to hear you know, you want to just come back and paste which reading it was for you. I'd love to check them out too. I think that'd be super fun. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, past life stuff. You know, past life stuff has seemed to be like in the air in general. Ooh, it's a lot of cups. Okay. 636 could be significant. 636 could be really, wait, hold on. Because they're like, don't put that back. Queen of Wands in reverse, okay? Which Queen of Wands is like the step up to being the priestess, okay? So it's a step, it's to step up from the Queen of Wands is to be the High Priestess. That's what I want to say. Page, ooh, Lovers, ooh, Lord, child. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. Oh, Ooh, Lord have mercy. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna put this over here. Okay. All right. Is there anything else we want to say here? Is there anything else we want to say here? Goodness gracious. That's quite a message. I feel like the Magician is like, you don't really want to come out, which is kind of relevant to this dream. Ooh, are y'all dreaming about magic? Magician, I'm like seeing Merlin. Y'all dreaming about magicians and wizards and stuff like that? Yeah. Oh, Page of Wands. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get into the message, child. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, let me see how I'm gonna say it. So, there's a lot of Cups cards. We got the Lovers out here. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups. Did the Page of Cups come out too? I could have sworn the Page of Cups came out too. Oh yeah, this is the Page of Cups. I was looking at it as the Knight of Cups. You got that in reverse, the Lovers card in reverse, okay? So if you are in a significant romantic relationship, it could be a friendship or partnership or something like that, but it really feels like a romantic relationship. If you are in a really serious romantic relationship, it feels like the spiritual realm and the ancestors are coming in for your partner. Excuse me, they're coming in for your partner and they really want you to make sure that you are taking a backseat to their spiritual growth. Okay, so this is like they want you to step out of being the High Priestess. And I feel like that's why this Queen of Wands is coming up over here with the Six of Wands. Is like if you keep being the Queen of Wands for them, they're not going to get victory. They're not going to get the type of, and victory in this sense is like being able to spiritually grow. It seems like your partner is about to go through a period of spiritual growth, and this is something that's quantumly linked in with their past lives. And so they could be starting to have a lot of dreams about past life connections, maybe past life romantic connections, past life trauma, you know, something that could triangulate their emotions. And it feels like quantumly triangulating their emotions. So it could be something that's not going on in this life, but it's becoming so aware to them from a past life that it's starting to weigh on their emotions and ability to move forward in this life. But like I said, in order for them to realize that they are entrapped mentally in some type of way, some type of limiting belief or whatever. In order to gain mastery over that, they are going to have to face a lot of shadows and confront a lot of truths that they thought were true that's not actually true, or it's not true anymore. Okay. Especially with the Queen of Swords here, it's like you're gonna have to be logical. Like, and I'm feeling like this is in opposition to the Queen of Cups, which is very nurturing, empathetic, you know, giving, nursing them to a certain place. They want you to be much more logical, because you being much more logical and allowing them the space they need to actually grow is gonna help them avoid towers, and in turn, if it's your romantic partner, help you to collectively avoid towers. This is something where they can't just get the information from you. They're going to need to have their own convictions about things. They're going to have their own surety about things. And so for some of you, it could also, like, you know, feel like some type of walking away from something, especially since I don't remember when I shuffled, but the full moon wasn't here. And the full moon is usually when we are, you know, most of the time changing our role to something, you know. So instead of being their spiritual advisor, you could be more like the thesis advisor, right? So you work on your thesis pretty much by yourself, and you go to your advisor periodically to check in, right? To periodically ask, like, okay, this is what I've got now. What do you think about this? Could you help me with this, right? And not saying that they're forever in a student mode, right? Because students can also teach teachers. Now, this could also be reversed. Maybe if you are having a partner and you're feeling like, you know, energetically they're not giving as much to you or something like that, as far as coddling you or something, there could be something where the spirit guides, ancestors are saying that this is a time period where they want you to kind of get on your feet and really start figuring some things out, to be in a space where you don't need as much emotional support, because you are, you know, figuring out what to do. Now, if this is something that is more emotionally taxing, you know, if it is like a third party situation, because sometimes Three of Cups can be a third party situation, then this is definitely something that you want to address. Okay, don't let that just sit and linger. Something that you want to address. Like, if you have not agreed to be in a polyamorous relationship, in a triangulated emotional dynamic, then you want to make some decisions and step up and be like, okay, you know, I accept the fact that you are in a third party situation, and I'm going to have to be okay with it. And it's fine, or I didn't agree to you cheating or polyamorous relationship or whatever, and we're gonna have to break up. It feels like a very decisive time, especially with the 9 of Wands right here. Yeah, look, because the Page of Wands, and that's my spiritual upgrade card, with the Page of Swords, which was in Gemini's reading as well. So maybe you want to check that out, with the 2 of Cups in reverse and King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like it's talking about, you know, the 9 of Wands, it's like we don't want to get to a point to where we feel like with the 10 of Wands that we have all of these burdens on us, right? Because burdens, you know, if you look at the 10 of Wands as burdens, that means that you've taken on way more than you can handle. Overwhelm is taking on way more than you can handle. So you're going to have to start delegating. You're going to have to start making decisions. And a lot of the time, sometimes when we're really empathetic, or, you know, just don't really like change, you know, it's a lot of different reasons as to why someone can be stagnant with something. Sometimes it has to do with the fact that, you know, once you make a decision, you know that something is going to change. And whenever you change something, whenever you make a certain decision on something, there's always a, you know, hidden X factor of something that becomes more difficult, or some type of, you know, perceived to be negative thing that happens, right? So you can see like what the good is going to be, and then you can also see what the bad is going to be. But I would go out on faith and just make the decision, because right now it hasn't turned into burdens yet. Now, you know you're doing good when you pull the 10 of Wands, and it's responsibility, right? Because when you have a lot of things on your plate and you're managing it, and you're doing pretty good at managing it, and you've delegated responsibilities, you still have your leadership position, then you understand that there are taxing things, let's say, that comes with greater responsibility. So let's say if it's like, you know, you're living in an apartment right now and you want a house, then you know that you're going to have to leave behind that life of your apartment. That could be meaning that you're not going to be able to, you know, talk to the same neighbors that you had in the same capacity. Maybe those relationships become a little strained, right? Maybe the apartment is really convenient to a certain grocery store or something. So moving, you would have to like commute or something to that grocery store, right? That could put a lot on your mind about all the things that have to change for you to actually get to this house. But then when you actually get to the house, there's a lot of benefits, obviously, right? Because you want your house, whether that's ownership, being able to pass on different things, having a bigger space, whatever the case may be, there's a lot going on. But of course, what also comes with the house are certain things that you don't have in an apartment. You know, there's not, you can just call up, the apartment maintenance and they come that day and fix things. Hopefully, because a lot of apartments, they don't even have that. When things go wrong in the house, if you don't really know about houses, how houses are built, there could be a lot of things that go wrong. When it goes wrong, you have to figure out how to fix it, right? But in general, when you're looking at it as like, okay, this is my manifestation, I'm committing to it and I want it, then those things, it's not a chore to figure out the ins and outs and workings of a house and, like how the air condition works, if some noise is happening, if the AC goes out, it's not a chore to have to study into those things. It's a responsibility. And so with the responsibility, it comes more dedication to time, to energy, to management. There's something really, really important about that, to know that with this transition that's happening, there's going to be a little bit more strain on certain things, and to look at the education or knowledge that you need in order to make it not stressful. You're gonna have to take on more responsibility, which means more time and effort into what you want, studying about it, reading up on it and things like that, while your partner is going through their change. And it feels like it's going to be change in different areas. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna put these up and let's get the oracle cards going. Okay. All right, look, I shuffled and the full moon came out again. So maybe this past full moon in Aquarius, this is timeless, but this past full moon, not in Aquarius, in Leo, was really insightful. So I would look back to this time, especially if you're watching it, like a while away. Think back to the full moon in Leo and what was going on around that time. Okay, so the letters H through P. So there could be somebody with HIJKLMNOP with those letters starting their first name. Sometimes I also think about this as like HP Blavatsky. I don't know. Or HP, the printing ink. Maybe you need to print some documents or something like that. If you're, maybe you need to print some documents. I don't know. 1213, these two also came out in Gemini's reading too. So 1213 is oversoul information and keep records. So if it is ink to print out documents, then you definitely want to make sure that you have your records in order. Make sure that you are actively, working on those things. Don't hesitate on that or procrastinate too long. So if it's like that you need ink in your printer to print something, go get that ink and go ahead and print it. Don't sit on it. Don't wait on it. There's like the right timing, and right now it's a really good time for active energy. And that's coming from your oversoul. Oh, goodness. Okay. Move in silence. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Are some of you guys needing to escape from something, get out of something? That's what it's seeming like. Lavish lifestyle. Like this whole book flew out. Ooh, sacred marriage. Okay. You need a condition for this answer and a stoplight. Okay. I'm going to keep lavish lifestyle out here, but I'm also getting this measure. Like, let's say that for you, this is a toxic relationship. Okay. If it's a toxic relationship, then you definitely don't want to show all of your cards. Obviously, you want to be putting back money silently, figuring out your strategy. And if that is the case, then you want to make sure that you're very active about figuring out exactly what you need. I put together a Google document, talk about all the things that you need in order to get out of your situation, and then really start putting energy towards figuring it out. So that might be the added responsibility, might be that you need to, instead of going to sleep at a certain time when the house is quiet and stuff, moving in silence for you might be getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning when everyone is asleep, and then putting together these documents and seeing, checking boxes off. Okay, I got this birth certificate. I need to get, a copy of Social Security card. I need to get my bank account numbers. I need to get, something changed, or, I need to take someone off of something. Whatever it is that you need, you got to get your affairs in order. That's what I'm hearing. Especially if, with the 3 of Cups, wherever that is, especially with that 3 of Cups for, some people, if this is like a, infidelity and you're thinking about leaving this person and you want to get your documents in order and everything like that, if you're getting a divorce or something like that, make sure that you have things in order. It's like very much like you want to keep your emotions in check to make sure with that Queen of Swords, right? That Queen of Swords we saw, so that you can stay logical and make sure that you set yourself up for the next phase in life, okay? Let's see what these are. Because you're going towards a lavish lifestyle. So whether you're leaving someone behind in the process, you have the opportunity and you are on the path of going towards a lavish lifestyle. So for some of you, it could mean that, especially I saw that sacred marriage, you could be leaving someone to go towards something that's much more sacred, much more in alignment with you, something that, makes more sense for you to be a part of it. And so maybe they're moving someone out of the way so that you can actually get to who you need to get to. Because this is 17, and then 135 is also like 18. So there's a progression there. Okay. So maybe they feel like you need a new partner. Queen of Carthage. Ooh, interesting. So the Queen of Carthage, I feel like the part of the story that's relevant is that she had to leave her hometown. Because her brother was really greedy and jealous and wanted not only their inheritance when he became king, but also the money that her husband had left her, the wealth that her husband had left her. So she had to move away in order to keep her inheritance and herself safe. Okay, now there's a lot more to that story, but I feel like that's the relevant part of this. And this could be connected into a past life. So maybe quantumly, you're doing actions right now that is getting you further than what you got in your past life. So maybe in a past life, you didn't have the affairs in order, and then you ended up moving and you end up struggling. So this time they're like, okay, we're not going to repeat the same cycle. We need you to be logical, down to earth, focused, so that this time when you leave, you are getting abundance, so you don't repeat this cycle. Okay. Shapeshifter, pregnancy is in the air. Ooh, goodness, no. Pregnant with idea. I mean, maybe some of you Capricorns are trying to get pregnant. If you're trying to get pregnant, and I'm also saying no, not just because of myself, because I got 5 kids, baby. I'm not having no more children, okay? None of them, okay? But if you are trying to get pregnant, it doesn't seem like this reading has anything that suggests that this is a good time for you to get pregnant. So that's what I would say. And I'm just trying to be honest. There's nothing in this reading that says that it was a good time to get pregnant. And I would say it if it was. So pregnancy is in the air. I would definitely be cautious, be very careful. If you are trying to get pregnant, I would even say from this reading, especially with the sacred marriage, and we're talking about a new person that's coming in, maybe that baby fever or what you're looking for is ushering in this child that could be with a different partner. And so maybe that's why, if you are the person that's dealing with infidelity or something like that, I don't know if the suggestion is like to try to work things out and, there could be a baby as like a guiding light or something, or a silver lining, or some kind of, light after the dark. It seems like you should get divorced so that you can move on with someone that you can actually build a really good life with. And then that baby might be the motivation, the spirit baby, might be the motivation to help you to actually get out of this situation so that you can move into a new situation where you can have a baby with someone who is faithful, you know, someone who loves you, who cares about you, and y'all are on a greater frequency. Sometimes, like, especially if you're really intuitive, you know, and it took me a while even to understand this, that, you know, you might get the inspiration about something, you know, you might be able to see it really clearly. And sometimes they're not giving it to you for you to manifest it right now. They're giving it to you so that you can keep your eye on what is like the focus, like what would be really, really good and beneficial to you. And sometimes it's giving you that vision so that you can work towards it in the future, okay? And then with 21, there's something that you need a condition for. So if this is not resonating and you really feel like you want to get pregnant, you want to work out this relationship or whatever, the suggestion here, especially with 21 and 22 with shape-shifting energy, it could also talk about emotionally shape-shifting, where, you know, sometimes you have an emotional response to it one way, then sometimes you have an emotional response to it a different way. And in a sense, those are two different people. And I feel like along with all this energy, there's a focusing energy. So you want to focus on which one is the one that you want to actually closely align with, to not oscillate between these two versions of yourself. Pick the one that is actually going towards what you really, really want, and then matching up to that version, even when it's difficult or, you know, it poses like a opposition to who you believe that you are or what you believe that your life is going to look like. So if it's not really resonating, at the very least, I would set a condition for it. So setting a condition can be something simple as, like, for the next 7 days, starting today, before bed, you're going to ask, you know, with all the cards on the table, which option, which timeline am I the most comfortable with, that feels the greatest for me, with me included, as, you know, like, include yourself, like a timeline that is good for me emotionally, financially, feeling supported with my partner, with family. Show me the future of that to help me make this decision for the next 7 days. Maybe you need a little bit longer. Maybe you need a 21-day condition. Maybe you need a moon cycle to moon cycle, you know, full moon to full moon, or new moon to new moon. A moon cycle to actually see how these realities will play out, so you can figure out which one you want to choose, so you can see how it's going to end up, okay? Yeah, a stoplight. They definitely want you to pause on something. 1,000% want you to definitely pause on something. Yeah, look, I'm not, look, and that's 22 as well with shapeshifter. We're talking about that. I'm not making it up, I promise you. Maybe 6/22, maybe June 22nd could be significant. That's the day after summer solstice, maybe last year, maybe coming up this year. Stoplight on sexy time. That's how I'm seeing it. Look, I'm not making it up. I'm just trying to tell you, friend, I love you. I'm not trying to, like, rain on anybody's parade or anything like that. If you're on the same page, we're on the same page. I love you too. And then we do have Medusa energy coming out, which definitely could overall be talking about some contemplation on things. Contemplation on your own personal feminine energy, your own feminine power. Could be talking about old sexual trauma coming up and maybe addressing that. But definitely a stoplight on sexy time. I'm not even making it up, okay? I'm not even making it up. So that's where I'm going to end it, okay? I love you. I try to keep it as real as possible. I'm a Virgo rising, so, you know, a lot of the time it can sound like I'm being very judgmental or I'm trying to tell you what to do, which is not my intention, but I do want to give you as accurate of information of what I'm feeling, so that you know what the energies are. You're more than in your free will to make whatever decision, but you know, I want to be here to make sure that I'm telling you what the energies are and which one is going to be the best timeline to walk on. So I am giving you lots of hugs. I know it's really easy to say a lot of these things, and a lot of these things are not what I'm personally personally experiencing in life. So I know it's really easy to say certain things, but I definitely see that would be a very, very difficult thing to deal with and figure out. So I'm sending you lots of hugs. And yeah, make sure that you still come back and get these messages, even if it was hard to hear. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friend. Maybe it's your friend that needs to hear that. Maybe she's dealing with a toxic situation. And then, yeah, I'll be back and see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay. Oh, I gotta take this off paper towel. Okay, hold on. Ooh. Okay. Bye.